When I was a kid pre-adolescent, I lived with my single mother and my baby brother. We had a cute little house close to the downtown area of our quaint little town. One summer, my mom caught a man peeping in through the windows while she was changing in her bedroom. We were freaked out, and her boyfriend lived a few hours away, so we did the best we could by getting blackout curtains and being a lot more proactive about locking our doors and windows. I was young, so I don't remember much. I know they reported it to the police, and someone managed to get the guy's address, but nothing ever came of it. I guess they had to catch him in the act in order to do anything, but again, I was young, and don't remember the details. Although I still remember the man's name, and I always remembered which house was his, as I passed by it rather frequently. That's not the story, though. The neighbor boy, who was a few years older than me, would occasionally mow our lawn and hang around the house. He'd always turn up and come to our yard if I was outside, but it wasn't like the friendly neighbors stopping by. He legitimately lurked, appearing from behind the landscaping or the fence. He never announced himself, and he always watched me in a way that made me extremely uncomfortable. I was fairly aware and alert as a kid, meaning, I'd heard enough horror stories that if I felt uneasy, I acted on it. If someone gave me bad vibes, I'd hide or find an adult I trusted. I even bit a doctor once. And the neighbor kid creeped me the fuck out. One day, while I was walking home from school, he stopped me. I was in 5th grade. He asked me how old I was, if my mom was working, if I had a boyfriend, and so on. I was nice, but kept it short to get home. I was just across the street, because he was making me uneasy. I got inside my house and knocked the door. Not 5 minutes later, he was there, ringing the doorbell. I didn't answer, but quietly peeked at the peephole, to make sure he went away. He was talking to himself under his breath, and didn't leave for several minutes before finally giving up. This sort of thing happened a few more times, usually in the hours between when I got home from school, and when my mom got home. We didn't have a garage, so he could see whether her car was there or not. I never answered. A few months later, winter had hit. It was getting dark outside by 4 or 5 p.m., and we had about a foot of snow on the ground. I was running a bath to get ready for bed, and had perched on the counter waiting for the tub to fill, still fully clothed. We had a window over the bathtub, with a curtain that I was a bit paranoid about, understandably, so I had put my shampoo conditioner bottles along the sill to make sure the curtain stayed closed and no one could peek in. That night, I heard something like snowmobiles going through the alleyway, so I kept lifting the curtain when I heard the sound, trying to figure out what it was. The third time I raised the curtain, I saw the boy looking back at me. I screamed, called for my mom, told her what happened, but she blew it off. Apparently, he must have seen our original Peeping Tom, and decided he would try it as well. After that, I wound up moving in with my dad, as he had a security system, and my bedroom was on the 2nd floor, although I was and am still paranoid about Peeping Toms. About a year later, just before my mom moved, the neighbor kid was implicated in the murder of his caretaker, grandfather, and wound up incarcerated. Creepy neighbor kid, let's not meet again. TL. Doctor. 5th grade me creeped by neighbor boy who was a few years older, asked odd questions, tried to get me alone, caught him peeping in on me. He was arrested for involvement in the murder of his caretaker. Please subscribe.